Hello friend, I am Naval. You are watching Code with Naval. Welcome to Pattern Program Series Part 8. In this video, we will create this pattern program, this diamond pattern program, only using a 3 for loop. Then we will convert this program with using a recursion program. Okay, that means no for loop. So let's first understand this pattern. Okay, in this pattern we will convert in a two part. Okay, in this upper part and below part we will convert this pattern. First we will print this upper part. Let's understand this upper part. Here first we have to print this space. Okay, in every row we have to print this space, then we have to print star. You can observe here our space count is a decrementing and our star count is a incrementing. Let's create this first part and then we will create this second part. You can see in a second part here our space count is a incrementing and our star count is a decrementing. Okay, let's open our Eclipse. We will create quickly using a 6 for loop. First we will use a 6 for loop, then we will convert this program in a 3 for loop. Let's create a pattern. Now here you can see we have created in here one class. Let's create a main method here quickly, then create a scanner object for getting data from user. New scanner and simply define here system dot input. Now we have to print here one message syso system dot out dot println, and I'll simply define here one message enter value. Now we have to store value in a one variable that entered a user. Sc scanner, here we use scanner object and next int method. Okay, because we are getting an integer value from user. Now this code is for responsible to get value from user. Now we have to print this first half pattern. So let's create a for loop for that. Int I equal to 1, I less than equal to n and I plus plus. This for loop for a printing row. Okay, this for loop for a responsible this print this 5 row. You can see here we have a 5 row and each row have a first maintain space, then we print here star. That means in each row we have to write two for loop. In a first for loop for a maintaining a space and second for loop is responsible to print this star. So let's create those for loop. Okay, first for loop for a maintain a space int k equal to 1 and k less than equal to, you can see here our space count is a decrementing. It's initially 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, then 0. Okay, like this it's a decrementing. That's why we have to define here k less than equal to n minus n is a 5, n minus I is always incrementing and n is a constant. Okay, simply define here k plus plus. Okay, I'll explain in detail. This is for a responsible space. This for loop is the responsible for space. You can see here our initial value is a 1, our initial value is a 1, our n value is a, let's consider our n value is a 5 and our I value is a 1. 5 minus 1 means it's become a 4. Okay, in a first iteration it's become a 4. That means in a 1 to 4 time this iteration run and it's a print 4 space. Second time I value increment and it's become a 2 and 5 minus 2 means 3. In this second iteration it will only iterate 3 times, 1 2 3, then 2, then so on like this. Let's print here space system dot out system so. Okay, remove this ln because we don't need to go next line. Print here 2 space 1 and then 2. Okay, this space for loop is complete. Then we have to create one more for loop, int j equal to 1, j less than equal to, let's check here condition. Here we can see here our star is incrementing every time, and we can observe here our I is also incrementing in every row. We can directly pass here I value and j plus plus. Now I'll explain. Our j value is a 1, and the first iteration our I value is also 1. That means 1 equal to 1, it's true, and it's print one time star, 1 star. Then our second iteration our I value is become a 2. This main for loop second iteration our I value become a true 2, and j value is a 1. This first time it's iterate, j value is a 1 and I value is also greater than 1. It's become a true and it's print first star. Then j value become a 2 and I value is in a second iteration have a true. Then second time is also iterate and it's print a second star, and this time is also check, its I value is a 2 and j value become a 3. Then this third time it's not satisfied, I value is less than, it's greater than, not greater than j, that's why it's not satisfied, and it will print only 2 star in a second iteration. Okay, let's add here system.out.print, remove this ln, add here 1 star and 3 space. Whatever we add in a space, here we just add a 2 space. We have to add here double of that. Okay, that means 1 star and 3 space. Here we only added a 2 space. Okay, let's save this. Once this inner for loop complete, then we have to go our cursor in a next line. That's why write here system.out.println and save this, run this program. Let's check our first half diamond is working or not. Let's enter here 5 value, add here, you can see we got our expected output. That means our first diamond part is a complete. You can see this first diamond part is a complete. Now we have to print this second diamond part. Let's first understand. Here first we print in a initial value, here first we print 1 space, then we print 4 star, then we print 2 space, then we print 3 star. Star counting in a 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Okay, let's create for that. So here we have to again define 3 for loop, 1 for loop for printing a row, and 2 for loop for a printing, first for loop for a printing a space and then printing a star. Okay, 1 outer for loop and 2 inner for loop. The same thing we have to define here also. Okay, I'll simply create that same thing. We can copy this code also. I'll simply copy this code and I'll change some minor changes in this code. Now here we have to just print 4 star. That's why I'll change here initial value, instead of 1 I'll simply change here initial value 2 to n, means our initial value is a 2 and our n value is a 5. This, that means 2 to 5 means it's only iterate 4 times. Okay, 2 to 5 range, between 2 to 5 how many number? 4 number. That means this for loop only iterate 4 times. You can observe here we have only 4 row, first row, second row, third row, and then 4 row, and each row first we print space, and space is incrementing in every row. So that's why this is our first for loop for maintaining a space. Okay, now here we can say remove this code, remove this comment. Now here we have to increment space in each row. I'll simply define, I'll simply change this initial value is also 2 and just pass here I'll explain. This initial value is a 2 and our I value is also 2 in a first iteration. 2 equal to 2, it's a true and it's print 1 space. Then second iteration it will become a initial value is a 2 and our I value is a 3, means it's check first 2 equal to 2 less than equal to I or not, it's a true, that's why it's become first iteration it's become a true, and the second iteration also it's become a true, this space for loop. That means in a second time it's print two spaces, okay, two spaces, and a third time it's also same thing, print three space, and a fourth time it's print four space, and the same way. Okay, now we have to print this star. Now our star printing is a decrementing in every row wise. First we have to print 4 star. Okay, let's define here j equal to 1, j less than equal to n minus I, n minus I. But we can say here, we can see here our I value is a 2. That means our n value is a 5, n equal to 5, n value is a 5. Okay, I'll say n value is a 5 and I value is a 2, it's become a 3. Okay, that means our this iteration, this for loop only iterate 3 times, but here we need a 4 star. So what can we do, we simply add here plus 1. Okay, and it's become a plus 1, 3 plus 1, it's become a 4, and it's print 4 star. So let's save this, run this program and check output. Let's run this program. Now I will enter here 5 value, I'll simply enter here 5 value and enter button. You can see we got our expected output. Okay, if you check our code here, lots of code here, we done a same thing, repeat. For upper part this diamond we done the same thing, we use the one outer for loop to inner for loop, and the second part of for loop, the second part of diamond, here also we done the same thing, here we use the one outer for loop and two inner for loop. So how can we do, how is it possible, how can we do all these things only using a 3 for loop? Let's convert this thing. I'll simply comment this code, all this code, later we will remove this code. Okay, let's comment, for understanding purpose I'll only comment this code. Now we will do one thing, we will create a one method for printing a star. Okay, simply create one method, public static void, and I'll simply public static void, and I'll simply give the print method name is a printing. Okay, now here we will simply copy this code, all one for loop code. Okay, let's copy and paste here, remove this comment code, remove this, also this, we don't need this commented, also this code also remove. Okay, now let's understand what common thing in this two part, upper part and lower part. We can say here also use a one for loop for a printing a row, here also use a one for loop for a printing a row. Only common thing here, our only we can say all common, but only initial value change here. Okay, we can say here initial value in a first part, here initial value is 1, and second part here initial value is a 2. In the space for loop, here we can see in a initial value, here also initial value is a 1, in a second part here initial value is a 2, and here only define a n minus I, and here only equal to I. So we have to store this common value in a one variable. We will create a local variable for this method. Okay, I'll simply define here int initial value in, I'll simply define initial ib, or you can say in. Okay, this variable, and we will pass this variable in here. Instead of here 2, I'll simply pass is this initial in, and here also we pass in. Okay, let's save this. Now let's check again. Here we can see I minus 1. Here define a I minus 1, and here we only define a I value. We can also store this value in a one variable. So what we can do here, we will simply create a one n variable. Okay, in this scenario, in first scenario, here we will pass actual n value. In a second scenario, we will pass 0 value in that n variable. So let's create, so we can say here, let's create a one variable. I'll simply create a one variable here. I'll simply give that variable name int l1, and we will pass that variable here. Simply we can say here l1 minus I. Okay, l1 minus I, and here, okay, l1 minus I. In a first scenario, if we have to print first for loop, first pattern part, then we will simply pass here n value. In a, we have to print here second pattern part, here we will pass simply 0 value. Okay, now our second for loop is also complete. Okay, now in a third for loop, you can see here we define a simply initial value is a I. In a second for loop, second part, here also initial value is a I. In a condition, we can see here less than equal to I. In a second part, here we define a n minus I plus 1, something like this. So here we define a only I, here we define a n minus I plus 1. So instead of adding plus 1, we can directly add here n plus 1. Okay, n plus 1 minus I. We can write code something like this also. We will do one thing, we will store this n plus 1 in a one variable. In the first scenario, here we will pass only 0 value. In a second scenario, here we will pass n plus 1. So let's create a one more variable, comma l2 int l2, and pass that variable here. Okay, remove this plus 1. Okay, just remove this plus 1 and pass here l2. Okay, now we have created this two thing. Now also we have to pass this n value. I'll simply create one more integer int n. Now here we pass n value, then this initialize value for this two for loop. Okay, this outer for loop and this space inner for loop. Then here we pass l1, because in a first case, you can see in this code, in a first case here we have to pass n value. In a second case, here we don't need to pass anything. Okay, then this l2, in a l2 case, here you can see in a first for loop, printing star, here we didn't pass anything, but in a second part, here we pass some condition n plus 1 minus I, something like this. Now we will declare this pattern printing method inside our main method, and here we will pass those value. Our n is a n value, our initial value. For a printing first part, what we need initial value? We need initial value 1. Okay, and what is l1 value? Let's check here. L1 value means this n value. Okay, we can check here l1 we define here. In a first part, our l1 value is a n value. We will simply pass here also n, and what is our l2 value? Here in a first part, l2 value is a 0. Okay, in a first part, l2 value is a 0. Now this, okay, we call this method for printing a first part. We will call the same method again for printing a second part. In a second part, our initial value is a 2, our n value is always same, our initial value is a 2. Let's change here initial value, instead of 1 we will change here 2. Our n value in a L1, you can see our n value is a 0. Here we didn't pass n value, that means n value is a default 0. Here we have to pass 0. And L2, in and L2 you can see L2 we use here in a second part. L2, let's check L2. Here we use a n plus 1. Okay, n plus 1, let's pass that n plus 1. Here simply pass n plus 1. Let's save this, run this and enter your value. I'll simply enter your value 5. You can see we got our output something very bad. Okay, let's fix this. Now you can see when we use something like this, L1 minus I means L1 0, 0 minus something, I is a 1, 0 minus 1, it's become a minus value, it's go to the minus 1. Okay, let's consider here L1 is a 0 and I value is a 1, 0 minus 1. Okay, we can say here 0 minus 1, it's become a minus 1, but we don't have any statement here minus 1. Okay, that's why we have to convert this minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, that's why we have here math method. We will simply use those method, math dot abs. We have a abs method. We will simply declare this thing in a abs. Abs is responsible to convert minus to plus. Here also we do same thing, math dot abs, and here also we pass this thing. Okay, let's save this, run this again and pass value here. I will simply pass here 5 value. You can see you got your expected output. Our code, you can see our code is just few line of code. We instead of using same thing again and again, we just use here some logical trick and we convert this program in a very short code. Okay, so I'll keep this thing also. If you want to write this thing, you can write this thing. I'll simply hover. Okay, let's check this code. Okay, now we will convert. Now we don't need to use even this for loop also. Now we have to convert this program in a recursion. It's not difficult very, but if you don't know the recursion, how can we use a recursion? Because the most of interviewer ask about question recursion. Okay, now we will simply convert this 3 for loop in a method. Let's create a method for these 3 for loop. I'll simply create public static void row method. First is the row method. Okay, we will copy. I'll simply copy. Okay, let's remove this semicolon. I'll copy this method and I'll paste 2 more time because we need a 3 for loop. I'll simply define this second method is for a space and third method is for a column, or we can say printing a star or data. Okay, I'll simply define here data. Now let's check here in a first method. Here we define simply I less than equal to n. Okay, I less than equal to n. Let's add here I. Let's first pass here initial value, all those argument those we pass in here. I will simply pass those same argument in here also. Here we have to add condition if the same condition that we added inside our for loop, I less than equal to n. Okay, I'll simply add here I less than equal to n. Now here we have to pass initial value. Instead of in, I'll simply add here I. Okay, I value I less than equal to n. If this condition is satisfied, then we have to call this function itself. Okay, let's add this function itself here. Control space and enter, and this I value should be increment I plus 1. Let's save this. This condition, if this condition is satisfied, then we have to first call space method for printing a space. Okay, I'll simply call here space method, control space. Okay, now in a space method required how many things? Space method required initial value, then L1 value and I value. These three things required a space method. I'll simply define these three things. Int int initial, I'll simply define int I comma, okay, int k comma int I, and what we required int initial L1 and I, these three things. So you can see here we can't use this initial I value because it's incrementing every time. So that means we have to add a one more variable here. Okay, initial, I'll simply define initial value int initial value, and that value we use for a pass here for a space method. Okay, int k means our initial value. Okay, let's add here initial k value here, add in, and okay, let's save this. This k is our initial value, our I is this incrementing value in a row method, and L1 we have to pass here. L1 we have to pass here. Okay, now let's use this condition. I'll simply copy this condition and I'll create here one if condition. Okay, let's create here if condition inside space method. You can see if this condition is satisfied, then first we have to print space. System.out.println, we have to print here space to space, then this method call itself. Okay, let's copy this space and add here control V and control space, and this k should be increment k plus 1. Let's save this. Now this method is also complete. Now we have to create one more method. We have to call one more method for printing star. I'll simply copy this data method. I'll paste that data method after space method. In a data method we have to pass how many things? Let's check. In a second for loop, here we need L2 as well as here we need L2, and we don't need initial value. Initial value also we need. Initial value is always 1, and we need I value. These three things we need here. Here we need initial value int j, int I, and int L2. Okay, these three things we need here. Let's pass those things. Okay, I'll simply pass here. Initial value is always 1. I'll directly pass here from directly, that's why I'll pass here 1. Then initial value we need initial okay, in a second thing here we need a I value. Here we need a pass I value. Let's check what we declare here. I value, I'll simply pass here I, then L2. Okay, let's save this and add here comma in, save this. Now I'll explain one more time what we done. Okay, we don't need this code also. I'll simply comment this code because we are not going to use anywhere. We are not going to use for loop. Okay, let's copy here row method. We need to call this row method 2 times. Okay, let's comment this also. We need to call this row method in a 2 time. Okay, I'll simply call this method in a 2 time. For a printing first part, for a printing a pattern first part, we need a call first time, and for printing a second part we need a second time. We will simply pass different argument. And okay, let's pass here. You can see here we pass int I means initial value. Okay, but this I use for only this for loop. Okay, that's why I'll simply pass here. In a first time I initial value is a 1. In a second scenario I initial value is a 2. Okay, then we have to pass here L1 value. We can say here we pass L1 value initial n and second time 0. Let's pass here L1 value 1 and second time it's pass 0. And L2 value in a first part we pass 0. In a second part we pass n plus 1. In an initial value, that means the same value we have to pass 1 and 2. Here we have to initial value pass 1 and 2. Now you can see we all commented this for loop code. Okay, first we create this big program, then we convert that program in a short using this condition wise. Then we convert that program in a using a recursion. Just we will use recursion. So here we call method. Okay, here we pass different parameter for printing a first part and for printing a pattern second part. Here we use a 3 method. First method is responsible to print a row, second method is responsible to print space, and third method, okay, we didn't define here. Okay, let's add here if. Let's copy this. Okay, simply copy this j less than equal to math vs something. Okay, let's copy this. Let's add here inside if condition. Okay, if this condition is satisfied, then this method call itself data, and this j value should be increment. That's why I'll define here j plus 1. Save this, and this method is the responsible to print space. So remove this ln, add here 1 space and 3 space, 1 star and 3 space. Now once this inner 2 method complete, then our cursor should be go next line. That's why we have to add here system.out.println. Okay, system.out.println. Okay, let's save this, run this program. Okay, I'll simply run this program. Enter value, I'll simply enter here 5 value. You can see we got our pattern very bad. Okay, let's fix that. You can see our second diamond part is printing perfectly, but our first diamond part is not printing perfectly. Okay, let's find what mistake we did. Okay, you can see here in a L1 it's required a first time it's required a n value, but here we pass 1 value. Okay, instead of n, here we pass 1 value. Let's change this n to 1 to n and save this and run this program again and enter here 5 value. You can see you got your expected output without using any for loop. We done this program without using any for loop. Okay, I'll show one more time. In a first time, here we complete this program with using ordinary way, with using a 2 outer for loop and 2 inner for loop, means total 6 for loop here we required for completing this program. Then we use some trick, then we use some logic, and we convert that program in a short program. Here we just use the one method and inside of one method here we declare a one outer for loop and two inner for loop, and within these three for loop we complete that diamond program. Then third step, here we create a recursive function. Okay, here we create a three recursive function, and here we didn't use any single for loop. Without using any for loop we done this pattern program. Okay, that's pretty simple. I'll if I remove this all unnecessary code, if you want to take this code, note this code, I'll simply show all this code slowly you can take if you want. Okay, I'll explain this two for loop for a printing ordinary way. You can get this code in anywhere, internet or YouTube, you can get this code easily anywhere. This first statement, and this second thing, in a second way we have simply call this method two time. We simply pass parameter, different parameter. Okay, this is a fully dynamic program, we can say. This second thing, using this second method, here we simply define a one outer and two inner for loop only. In the third thing, here we simply using a recursion, here we didn't use any single for loop, and we complete this program. Okay guys, if you like this video then please like, share, subscribe. Okay, that's bye bye.